Telkom Business, behind South African businesses' drive to thrive.
It is no secret that township businesses are the missing link in South Africa's growth puzzle. With a 38% of total consumer spending, which amounts to over 600 billion rand, there's vast opportunities that exist as the township market continues to expand. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial SME. I'm Mabote. I'm joined by CEO and founder of the Standard Bank Thrive app, Khetha Mazibuko, who will shed light on the market growth opportunities and challenges. We will also look at the technology developed by the financial institution to assist township entrepreneurs. But before we start the conversation, let's take a look at what the Thrive app is all about and how it has assisted this business called Posas Tavern to embrace technology and stay ahead of its competitors in Tembisa on the East Rand.
My name is Joseph Madiba Madisha. Originally, I'm from Limpopo. I moved from Limpopo to come and work in Gauteng. When I arrived here, I started meeting Mr. Posa. Posa is the owner here. We tried a lot of business. We were also selling blankets, selling drums before we come into to make out Posa. After buying a small fridge, we started selling beer. The first stock when we started here, I think we used about 1,000 until it grows, we build a garage, sell in the garage, extend the garage, sell beer, sell grocery, until the community also supported the business because it was the only place where they were selling liquor here. Like, you know, everybody likes drinking, it was nearer to them. The Standard Bank people came here and then started explaining to us this system of the Thrive and the other means of buying. Now after we introduced the app, we were not carrying a lot of cash. Like the app was helping us because most of the people find that they use the Thrive to pay. And we're not carrying a lot of cash anymore. We have changed, like the bank balance also bigger now. Like in Tembisa here, I think we got about maybe 14 cents. Yeah. And also in Cape Town, in Saldanha Bay, we bought a stand there, which means we are growing. We also are also prepared to open more branches and give a lot of people work.
Khetha, good evening. You don't need more PR than Posa. He's a happy man, right?
Thank you. He's a phenomenal story. I mean, that's really, for me, one of the encouraging stories that we see time and time again. Every time we go into a main market, whether it's Tembisa, Soweto, KwaMashu, Elanga, you see these real entrepreneurs who've been in the game for years and years and years and have built legacy businesses.
But he would not have told us what Thrive is. What is your business? What do you do? So how do you make Joseph what he has become?
Yeah, in the most simple way, we are software for retail businesses. And our software does three really, really important jobs. The first is, how do we make sure that your customers can pay you easily and you can sell to anyone, both in cash and, of course, in card. And that's where we see the biggest struggle, especially when you look at the township economy and the main market, that there isn't a lot of services where someone can walk in and say, I would like to buy that, and tap their card and walk out the store. So one of the critical things that we do is we allow our stores to go cashless using the Thrive device, and this is the Thrive point of sale. The second big thing, which for us has really been the big passion, is then giving the owner the ability to run the store, to know what has been sold. And that's what we've developed in this Thrive Tracker, which is allowing you as the owner to know what stock you have, so you can do a stock take, to know what stock you've sold, and to know who you're selling to. So that then allows you to really understand what's going on in your store. And then the third important part of what we do as Thrive is then connect the stores with the suppliers.
Yeah.
So with the money that you've now sold with your customers, you can now be able to connect with wholesalers and with brands. So with InBev and Heineken and Distell, and you're able to pay for the goods so that you get the stock the next day. So rather than walking around and doing things manually, the platform allows you to run your business digitally.
I like the second reason you gave, because you know a bit about retail business, right? And one of the challenges is stock taking.
Exactly.
When guys do not know what they have or do not have in stock. But secondly, is shrinkage. If you're in this kind of business, there's going to be shrinkage. And this sounds like this manages those kind of things.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, one of the things that we're very proud about and what we've worked hard about is that when we started, it was really about focusing on payments. How do we get the cash out the store and make things simpler? But actually, it was the customer who said, cash is a problem for me, but actually my bigger problem is cash flow and stock management. Yeah. And so we got a lot of requirements from our tavern owners saying, can you do this? Can you build, and that's why we built Tracker, was the ability to not just know what stock levels you have, but also who's actually selling, so that you can also manage different shifts. So if a shift started at 9 o'clock and the shift ended, you want to just stock at the end of the shift and make sure that there is no shrinkage. Yeah. And so these are all the requirements that we've had to build because the store owners asked for that, and therefore the Thrive Tracker allows you to have that functionality in that view.
But the store owner is not conventional, Khetha.
Exactly.
Where
not
I
at
could
all.
be in a tavern in northern Johannesburg and buy my cigarettes in a pack. When I'm in Tembisa, I'm going to buy them in singles.
Exactly.
Does this cater for stuff like this?
Yeah, and I think this is the gap. This is, for us, the exciting gap of what software should mean and what it can mean, is that there is a whole community of businesses who've just not been serviced for a number of reasons. And part of it is that perhaps people don't know this market well enough to understand what are those nuances. Yeah. When you say I'm going to develop a stock management app, but then I'm selling, to your point, cigarettes in loose, or I'm selling amakwenya, istek, and all these other things that are not barcoded items.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you've got
Ichisanyama. Follow a barcode of Makwenya.
Exactly. If you're operating Ichisanyama, we now have to have the ability for us to know that you've now sold, a Makata 5, and then also maybe, Coke and also Black Label. All of that has to be combined in a basket so that at the end of the day, you can close the store. Exactly. So we've had to create those features so that the store owner can say, 1 kg of Vos should equate to X number of pieces, so that when the store then does a stock take, the store can say, okay, yes, actually I did buy this much Vos and now we've sold this many plates. This makes sense together. Those are all the features that we've had to build on the platform.
One of the most obvious questions that anybody where I sit would ask you is about technophobia, right?
Yes.
And I look at Joseph and I'm thinking, it seems like people are not scared of this thing. Because when you mention tech, and I think older people in the townships, you seem not to be having that problem.
Yeah, I think there is this view that as soon as you say, we're for township businesses and we're going off, our tavern owners who are older, our average age is roughly about 47, 55, yeah. That somehow that means that we're dealing with people who are reticent about technology, and that's not the case at all. What we see is people who want service. So that's the biggest thing that we've seen, is they want something that's gonna work. So if when we meet a business owner, we say, we're gonna give you a card machine, we're gonna give you an app, it's gonna help you run your business. They have a number of questions that we have to answer to, that they wanna make sure it's gonna work the right way. And as soon as we answer those questions, including how much does it cost, what can it do, does it, battery life with load shedding, we've had to import devices that have a 3-day battery life so that you don't have those issues when you're operating a store. So ultimately,
3-day battery life.
3-day battery life, yeah. So these are the things that we use technology sometimes as an excuse to say people don't want to take on something, when actually it's about, does it deal the problem? And so we had to be clear on, do we solve the problem? Can your customers pay you with whatever they have? Can you pay your suppliers, and can you know what your stock levels are? We answer those 3 questions. The customer then is willing to learn and put in that effort to make sure they run that way. So we haven't experienced a lot of resistance to technology because we're dealing the problem that the customer has.
We're going to be back in a few minutes and continue our conversation with Khetha Mazibuko.